Quite regularly, I read comments underneath my videos that say things like, why should we claim Africa since Africans don't claim us? Or Africans don't even like African Americans. I personally, from my own experience, can assure you that this is not the case, as a lot of Africans actually like African Americans and Afro-Caribbeans. They also want Black people from the African diaspora or North and South America to embrace their African roots. However, there's two sides to this. And this is what I wanted to address today. I can't lie and say that there's not a disconnect between continental Africans and diasporan Africans, African Americans, Afro-Latinos, and Afro-Caribbeans. There definitely is a disconnect. However, this disconnect was put in place as a way to manipulate and keep us from uniting with our brothers and sisters. Coming from a Caribbean background, I witnessed a lot of people in the Caribbean have negative things to say about African people. Most of the things they were saying was untrue, but they believed it nonetheless because it was what they had known for so long and what the Europeans had told them. No, I'm not African, I'm Jamaican. Now, of course, this isn't every West Indian person, but I'm sure we all know someone like that. I have a Nigerian friend who during a conversation one day said to me, I don't understand why all you Jamaicans and African Americans are now embracing being African and listening to our music and dressing like us. Because you weren't doing that when we were younger. None of you wanted to be African. You used to mock my food, my clothes, and my accent. And now that it's popular, now you want to embrace it?
I'm from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia.
Like it or not, you from Africa.
I'm from Africa. You from Africa. You African booty scratcher.
He was actually quite annoyed about this and upset. I can understand why. Because it's like when we talk about cultural appropriation and how they take what's ours and they only take the things that are popular and praised. So I said to him, a lot of us lacked knowledge of self when we were younger. A lot of us were being manipulated and kept disconnected from each other. We were ignorant. But isn't it better that now we're waking up and acknowledging our roots? Now we can finally unite as we should do. But on the flip side, I remember having African people say that because I'm Jamaican, I have no culture, and my people are nothing but drug dealers and criminals. I've even been told that I'm nothing but a slave from African people. Colonizers have been playing us off against one another since the beginning. They know that we're stronger together. They know that we would be unstoppable if we became unified. So in order to protect their best interests, they had to make sure that this never happened. The Europeans told the enslaved Africans on the plantation throughout North and South America that they were different from Africans on the continent. They told them that they were better. They were not the same and that they were more civilized. They wanted to make sure we never thought about or considered going back home. So they painted a picture of Africa as being a land of nothing but dust, no civilization, no technology, and filled with savages. Although this was far from the truth, but they had to make sure that we had no desire to go back to our ancestral home. They also needed to create animosity. So they fed us a lie that our own people sold us into slavery. They said, your people didn't want you. They sold you. They're the ones to blame. They hate you. I actually have a video called The Truth About Slavery, which will address this in great detail. And you'll realize that we were lied to. That video will be linked in the description. So all of this was done to keep Black people right here exactly where they wanted us. But again, on the flip side, continental Africans were also being lied to. They were being told that Americans, West Indians, and so on don't like them. They were being told that North and South American Blacks have no culture. They're constantly seeing negative images of us in the media. So they're led to believe that we are in fact the ones that dislike them. And with all the negative imagery the media love to put out there, the movies, the news, and even social media, they're being drawn into the propaganda that we're all criminals, hate them, have no culture, and are simply wild and disrespectful. All of this was being told to both sides by the same group of people. The same group of people that had an agenda to keep us separated. Why do you think the slave masters didn't want our ancestors on the plantation to ever speak their original languages? There's a reason for everything. They didn't want us to have any connection with Africa. It's like a school playground. One kid goes to another kid and says, hey, I'm only telling you this because I like you. But that kid over there hates you and doesn't like you. They said all this mean stuff about you. Then that same kid goes and runs to the other kid and says the same thing. Hey, you know I'm your friend, right? So I have to tell you, but that kid doesn't like you and said all of this stuff about you. Now you've got these two random kids who never actually said anything bad about each other, and now they're fighting. whilst the kid that was running around spreading the rumors about both of them is sitting in the middle watching both of them fight for their own amusement, while they are seen as the good one by both sides. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? I've seen people make videos distancing themselves from African people and referring to themselves as DOS, descendants of slaves, claiming that we share nothing in common with people born in Africa. What a lot of these people that make these videos don't realize is we're playing right into their hands. We're doing exactly what they want us to do, which is remain disconnected and not unified. There's a misconception that Africans were not enslaved in Africa. This is so far from the truth. Colonialists also enslaved Africans in their own land. African people have dealt with Europeans, Arabs, and even Asians coming onto the continent, stealing, pillaging, enslaving, killing, and so much more. Europeans didn't just go to Africa and kidnap our people and take them to the Americas. They also committed atrocities right there on the continent and still continue to do so. We have a lot more in common than they will have you believe. From the food we eat, the music, the art, our hairstyles, our history, and our experiences. We are connected. We all have the same roots. A cop doesn't stop you when you're black and say, hey, are you African, Jamaican, or African American? Quickly, hurry up. Because to them, it won't make a difference. We're all black. So I say this to say there is a disconnect between us, but it wasn't caused by us. Some of us hate each other and don't realize that we've been getting played and used just to keep us separated, to stop us uniting. We are African. We should be proud. We just have to stop listening to those that wish to stop our unity. So forget what you've been told about each other. Forget what you've been taught and what you've been shown, because it's all propaganda to keep us from uniting. Peace, love, and coconut oil.
Hey man, that's racist. Please remember that from now on, brand new never before seen videos, as well as live streams, will only be available on my website, ikyg.com, via a Patreon subscription. ikyg.com is a Black-owned, Black-ran platform, 100% free from censorship. It's the only place where we don't have to worry about what we say and expressing ourselves. Make sure you check out the description and the comment section for important links, as well as information in video form that shows you what benefits you get when you support the site and join my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe and be notified every time I upload a video. For exclusive content and perks, check out my Patreon. This is where we have private live streams, group chats, live Q&As, live phone calls, and open topics. This is a safe space where you can interact with other like-minded people, make friends, send each other direct private messages, and so much more without any trolls. And yes, you get to use GIFs and images in the live chats. So what are you waiting for? This is a completely independent website, free from censorship. If you'd like to make a donation towards the site so we can continue to put out the truth without fear of being silenced, then please hit that donation button. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the site for videos, private and public live streams, find out all the tea, and make sure to utilize the Black Money section of the website. Advertise your business absolutely free to people that look like you, free forever. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at angel_IKYG.